Hello. This is my second video for today. Consider yourselves fortunate, I guess, if you're into that kind of thing. But I'm a little ashamed to say that it sometimes takes someone else to appreciate what one individual has. And I guess growing up out here, I sometimes forget how beautiful it is. So because Lorraine Nelson was kind enough to make a favorable comment about the garden bed that we were making, Dad and I thought I would show you some of the icons around the Gosse homestead out here in St. David's, Newfoundland. So for starters, this is a new arbor, whatever you want to call it, that Dad made. He and I, of course this broke, but the seashells we drilled holes into and tied some fishing line onto. I'll fix that later. Some solar lights. You'll have to forgive me, I don't know what most of these things are called. That's a vine. And these big rocks were dug out of the basement when we dug the foundation for the house, mostly by hand. That was fun to get out of the ground, I assure you. And that's another vine. I'm sure that Karen would know better than I would what they're called, but that's another matter entirely. Some more vines here. Those are bleeding hearts, Dad's favorite. And Dad made the mistake of putting some Miracle Grow type stuff on these guys, and they kind of exploded on us. So this is the main walkway in front of the house. You may have seen in a previous video the bird bath that was cut for Dad for his retirement. More bleeding hearts, more of these monstrous things, go all the way down. So this is actually pretty dead compared to what I'm used to seeing, because the season's been so dry. Josh Welsh made the comment that Vivaldi's winter is probably more appropriate than spring for the season we're currently in Newfoundland. It is not pleasant at all. So the gardens here may look alright, but like I said, they've been better. My parents, until a few years ago, had a cat that very much dominated the landscape, and he used to hide underneath there when Ivan's dog used to chase him. So these guys have been here for years and years and years. All this is mostly overgrown. Not many flowering plants on this side of the house. And this used to be a hedgerow before, I think there's a bug, some kind of an emmet or an aphid or something attacked them, and they're mostly all dead and gone away. So these trees are largely dead or dying. You can see they're split in half and ant-eaten. And the kids' play set after we fixed it up. You can see the brackets we put on to keep it together. The wind is just so intense, right? But that's okay too. All Dad's hostas he planted about 2 weeks ago, actually. This is one of those beautiful garden beds. Thank you, Lorraine, for the comment. And of course there's the other one. I'll show you that in a moment. Now this has a funny story. That's a novelty pump that doesn't actually work. It used to, but now it's all seized up and there's no water beneath it. This was supposed to be a bird bath, but it's a failed experiment, and now it's a garden. And all these plants were only put in there a week or two ago. Another big one there. So all the beautiful plants on this side, big trees along our railway tie fence. Oh nice, these are finally coming out in flower. These, it's really interesting because the rock wall inside was where they were planted. And these guys grew all on this side, and those guys grew all on that side. These did not grow over there, they will not grow on the other side as much as we try. But they're really thick, lush plants. Dad's favorite. We have this one as well. Dad dug this one up on the side of the road somewhere, don't know where that was. And there's a chute coming up next to the asphalt, so we saved it, and look at it now. One of these guys. All of these plants are cuttings from those. You can actually see here where we cut some of them away and planted them all the way around on another rock wall. We've got some rose bushes here growing. That's where the big willow tree used to be, and we cut that down and planted them way over there on the other side. These are some of Dad's bird houses. This is where his robins like to roost. I hope you can still hear me over the wind. And we have these bird cages because we have a big problem with crows out here. And the crows that are as big as house cats, I swear to God, keep getting into the bird houses and eating all the food. So we've had to improvise and make these areas cut out to keep the bigger birds away. So they appear to be enjoying the food that we leave for them. So over here we have all kinds of daffodils, I'm pretty sure, that Dad had cut down. These were 8 or 10 plants, and right from there up to the bottom of those trees are now lush from one side to the other. So every now and again we chop them down with a lawnmower, and in the next year they grow up twice as thick. We used to have great big beautiful trees here, the same thing as we have over there, but all these went to rot as well and we had to cut them down. So now we have some shrubs. A shrubbery! Over here we've got rose bushes, and you can see all on the fence where I've replanted those lilac willows. No, laurel willows. I'm not a florist. So you can see all that there. We have another variety of orchard type plants, and the ground is too wet for them, it turns out, and most of them aren't surviving well. So we have our roses there too. Not much on that side of the willows that I planted. So go over here. There's nothing behind the shed, though Dad did have what we jokingly call the bird condo. This thing that a creeper he planted on the side next to a trellis, and now turns out to have used the bird condo as a trellis. And now it looks like an explosion, but that's okay. He's happy, the birds aren't. They will live with it. Okay, so now I'll show you the orchard out behind the house. Dad's rather proud of this. Rock wall there, rock garden. Rock wall. This is a failed experiment, trying to plant another one of those willow branches, but it's been so dry nothing seems to be living. Here's one orchard. He's got cherries and plums and apples. 4 lines of trees. All these, that guy is a lilac, I think. I'm not certain. But Dad dug up out of the bog, wanted to use it, and then threw it over there, blue ball and all, and it just took root and it's exploding, and it seems very happy. These are Chris's, my brother Kristen, his strawberry plants. I thought this is a novel idea, planting them at the side, so then he'll have a strawberry bush eventually. But these are all turning out well. You can even see the blossoms. Gorgeous. And there's this one too, out in bloom, despite the drought that we appear to be in. Dad's wood pile, you can see, if you remember from previous videos, all this used to be full of wood. So that's all cut up now. He's getting rid of his wood stove eventually. And these are some more small trees. I recommended to him that we, up here, all these stakes are 2 meters apart. They'd get some orchard stuff and plant in this area. That would make a beautiful hillside orchard with all the sunrise would be here. In the meantime, we're cutting out all this area. This is where the earth came from for the flower bed earlier with the bird video. And that's going over slowly but surely. So, for the last leg, I will take you over here. This will tell you how close my father and my uncle are. Concrete walkway from one house to the other. They make the trip enough. Oh, okay, over here, I missed it the first time. More flowers on behind of Dad's sun porch. But that little bucket is covering over the drill well that goes down 84 feet, I think, into a underground reservoir. Dad calls it an underground pond. Body of water that has served us for 30 years. So we use it, Ivan uses it, Nan uses it, and the church uses it. All the same well, all the same pump. The pump's in the shed. So this hedgerow, you can see the wind we've had. It's absolutely decimated the edge of this hedge. But all this was here since before Ivan's house was. So over here we have a nice view of the front part. Plays that kitchen window. That is a horse chestnut tree in our rock wall. This was a huge dip, a gap in the hillside, so all the sod we cut out of the hill behind us, we put the sod here and the dirt there. These are because of the peat. I'm wondering if anyone could identify this. Dad told me, but again, I'm not a florist. The name escapes me right now. That's okay. But I'll put them as a caption below. All this was filled in. This was wet. Nice dark brown earth. Now it's all dried out, desiccated. Completely gum dust. But, oh, peonies. Haha, they're peonies. This is another horse chestnut. And I think that was supposed to be a horse chestnut before it decided to wither and die on us. But all along this fence, all those trees flower later on. So this is a little walkthrough, I guess. Oh, look. Apparently they didn't get enough worms when I was here before. But that's okay. You already got one bird video today. So this is our garden. If you notice, that little battlement looking thing was a flower box, the one right there. So this and that are parallel lines, more or less. But this is Dad's garden. And these flowers right here, bishop's weed, I think Dad called them, I'm not sure. follow the fence all the way around. And that fence encompasses a 6-acre area, all up on the hill behind, and so on. But I'm glad that you could join me on this little tour, and I look forward to presenting you with more material on how my life has changed and how my summer is going, and so on and so on. But, cheerio, and everyone have a great day.